Welcome to Humphreys of Henley TV, countryside concierge at its finest. And I've been learning to say Croeso I Gymru, which is welcome to Wales. And we are right over on the western tip in the beautiful, or just near the beautiful seaside town of Aberystwyth. Now behind me you can see the most beautiful hotel, which we really recommend you come and stay at, called Nanteos, which is just about 5 miles or so from the heart of Aberystwyth. So it's a literal hop, skip and a jump away, and we're surrounded by the most beautiful countryside. And just recently it received rave reviews from the Daily Telegraph, having had millions of pounds spent on a rather fabulous refurbishment, and having had a bit of a wander around the rooms and seen the rather stunning Nightingale suite, which I think doubles as the honeymoon suite, but you don't have to be honeymooners to stay there. It really is absolutely beautiful, and a lot of thought and care has really gone into preserving the beautiful Georgian, the high ceilings and the cornicing and all of those beautiful Georgian touches that are so reminiscent of houses like this. Now they're still in semi-lockdown at the moment, but apparently hospitality absolutely flows in normal times, and it's a great place to come for shooting parties or groups of friends, or just a quiet weekend away, where all you want to do is go walk down the seaside and so on. So as I said, we are about 5 miles from the beautiful seaside town of Aberystwyth, where we have had the most wonderful weekend. We've done lots of climbing just to give you the very best views of this beautiful seaside town. Now, as you can see, there's a rather spectacular castle. It may be in its only in remains nowadays, but my golly, it's absolutely beautiful. It's one of the best remains I've seen. Now, you know I love my history, and it was built back in the 1270s by Edward I, and was actually an English castle surrounded by Welsh countryside. And it was because obviously it was a coastal defence and was heavily fortified. It became the Royal Mint for a period of time, but unfortunately its fate was sealed when it sided with Charles I and the royalists in the Civil War, at which point, when Oliver Cromwell then was victorious, he demanded that it was absolutely destroyed, and they did a pretty spectacular job. You see, Oliver Cromwell just gets everywhere, doesn't he? Even right over this far west. Now, the War Memorial, which is right next to the castle, is absolutely wonderful. It doesn't matter where you stand at any side of the town of Aberystwyth. It stands there as proud as anything, as a fabulous memorial to all of those who fell in the war. The other amazing memorial is known as the Wellington Monument. Now, the Welsh Fusiliers fought with the Duke of Wellington back in the early 1800s, and because they were so proud to have been part of that incredibly famous victory, they built this incredible monument right on top of a hill. And as you can see, we climbed to the top of that hill, and the view back down across the seaside seaside town is just beautiful. And then at the other end, where you can see there's a rather wonderful little railway that goes right from the top, and it sits on a slant so that the passengers aren't at an angle, and it goes down from the top right down to takes you into the town, which is really rather lovely. And as you can imagine, the view, well, as you can see, the views from these high points are absolutely beautiful. We've seen so many people on the beach and just having a fabulous time. We've been out paddleboarding, there's been water skiing, people out kayaking, and on motorboats and all sorts. So there's a fabulous range of things to do, as well as in normal times some really rather lovely little restaurants in the centre of town, although they have created a rather lovely cafe culture at the moment. They've closed a few of the roads and we've just been able to sit outside watching the Well go by with a coffee and the papers, which is a really rather lovely way to spend the time. Now, location-wise, Aberystwyth, well, it's been about 4 hours from Henley, so it's about 5 hours from London. And once you cross the Severn Bridge, it's sort of 2 hours pretty much further on from Cardiff. But it's well worth the trip because being surrounded by this beautiful countryside, but being right on the coast, is an absolute treat. And all the multicoloured houses and so on are just lovely. And also, I have to say, the locals are incredibly friendly as well. So really recommend a trip to Aberystwyth. Certainly recommend staying here at Nanteos. It is just lovely and this view is spectacular. So just let us know and we'll make all the necessary recommendations and arrangements if you choose to do so. But in the meantime, please like and share our videos and please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then you can make sure that you don't miss out on any of these beautiful parts of our wonderful British countryside that we visit every single week. We look forward to seeing you next time.